I'm here today to speak more about the Rails Girls, which is a similar initiative as Coder Dojo, with the only difference probably that it started really like a single event. It didn't have any purpose to go globally. It started like 3 years and a half in Finland. Rails, it's like rails for the train, right? Because I've heard a lot of confusion. And it's actually the framework in which we work. So it's a language framework. So it started in Finland, no interest in becoming global. Eventually, as we speak today, there were events in more than 180 cities all over the world. Events have like 30, 50 participants. They are targeting women, but men are not banned, so to say. Linda, one of the coordinators and the one who started it, told me that around 10,000 women through Rails Girls have been attending this kind of events. Now, what does an event mean? Actually, we meet. It's a 2 days event. 2 days sounds a lot, but we actually meet on Friday evening. Girls come and install all the software that is necessary, and on Saturday morning we're off, good to start. We stay the whole Saturday. We have presentations regarding how is the web working, what are we doing here, how to prototype your application, and followed by a practical part where they actually start and try themselves to code, as well as try a bit of the language, Ruby, and also Ruby. Ruby is the language, the programming language, and Ruby on Rails or Rails. It's the framework which actually helps you to have a head start of a faster development. And then by the end of the day, they already have an application that is created by themselves. Now, as in the case of Coder Dojo, we do everything voluntarily. So we have coaches that have around 2-3 girls aside them. And everything happens, as you said, out of passion. We do get financial support from companies, but that for me has not been surprisingly hard, as I was expecting it actually. We get support that we cover basically all the logistics that is needed, which actually covers more food, drinks at the event, t-shirts just to show them like a belonging feeling. But that's it, no coach is paid for anything. And that is an amazing, as you said, Martin, it's amazing because if you would want to reach these people as an HR, for example, to recruit them, you would have closed doors. But when, how it all started, basically, I've been to a conference. When I entered the conference, it was last year in Ghent, in October. I entered the room and I was like, oh my God, I was seeing like 2 women, I think. One of them was the waiter, so I was, okay, maybe not my place. You feel a bit intimidated. After a bit of time spent there, you realize the community is very friendly and they do encourage women to be in ICT and in developing. So I had the chance to speak at that event. So at the end of my speech, I said, okay, look, I'm looking for girls. I have no idea. I could not find a girl to apply for a program because I needed a pair. So I said, okay, we need to do something about it. And because I'm now in Belgium, I started with Belgium. So I was surprised that by the end of the event, I had like 8-9 guys around me, all very enthusiastic. So by February, we organized already our first event, and then we did another one in May. And now they are like, okay, let's see what's next. Maybe we go for like targeting only high school or college or anyway younger girls, because right now we receive applications. Like for example, for the event in February, we had girls from 15 years to 50 plus years. So that was very diverse and very interesting to see how they want to learn, and they want to see how is this programming working? What do I need? And
also this age of people really asking for, yeah, You said 50-year-old.
Yes, so they apply, we don't ask for age, we have no restrictions regarding that. But you know, when you meet them and you're very surprised and, you know, positively surprised because of that. A very nice part of this event, I think, is the applications part, when you hear them telling you their stories, like why do they want to try this, why to attend this workshop, and they are mothers who were writing, I'm a young mother, and I thought that instead of knitting, I could learn to code. So that was very inspiring and very, you know, okay, cool. As you said, we don't teach them. I mean, what can you teach them in a day? If everybody would learn to program in a day, then we would have reached already the whole world. But it opens some doors, and it's about breaking that ceiling wall that you're saying. It's we women, for some kind of reason, we have this fear. So for me, that's one thing that I'm working with them, to show them that there are tools out there. There are all kinds of tutorials. It's just about a willingness from their side to go and, you know, they can do it. So it's more of an empowerment event. We further on organize study groups as well. So for example, next week we will already have another study groups. Study group, we target more also the women that attended the last workshop.
What is the study group about? So what is the...
We meet in an afternoon, so it will be Tuesday afternoon for 2-3 hours. The idea would be to start brainstorming for project. Maybe they have ideas of a small web app that they would like to create. And then the idea would be to group them and to start coding for that application. And also we want to teach them to use coding version control, which is very important, of course, especially for working together, you know, not necessarily always being at the same time. It's anyway a skill that you have to.
With how many coaches or mentors do you work in a group from 30 to 50?
We usually have 30, also because of logistics. The other time we had like 30. The first time we had 15, so it's like a very good ratio actually.
That's what
it's
yeah.
Exactly. I'm the only girl, so I understand what you say, that we need more girls, because everybody is asking why aren't there more girls coaching? Because we don't know, but we are trying to prepare the girls that attend these workshops at the level that they could themselves further on help us.
Maybe we could collaborate, that we send
actually,
we coaches to you if you
exactly.
help us in Brussels, because Brussels is the most difficult place for us.
Okay. I guess you need to speak the local language as well?
No, we work in 3 languages in Brussels, in French, Dutch and English.
Okay.
Because of the diversity of the city.
That sounds very good. That's very encouraging for me. Okay. We actually had a coach who was, when we were deciding for the date, he said, I could not make it that weekend, there's Coda Dojo in Ghent. I could not. And eventually we decided to go for the next. So he said, Oana, I'm very happy you chose this date, because I really wanted to go to both Grace Girls and to go to the Dojo. That I'm very happy.
I could pressure on that. We, as Coda Dojo, when we do, for instance, the Coda Dojo for Divas at the ICT Girls Day, we have it hard to get it filled. While the normal dojos, like Leaf, we fill it in 5 minutes. So we have waiting lists at every dojo, but getting the girls in is more hard. Do you experience that as well?
Well, the very first time we had like 80 applicants, and then eventually for the second one we had the harder time actually. So we had like 48 girls applying, but then less confirmed. So we still also try to figure out what's the best way. What we saw it works was word of mouth. So girls who were talking about their experience and told to other colleagues, look, I attended this event, it was very good, come and join. And that's how actually a lot of girls joined the last time, for example. But I think there's indeed some place to improve there, and, you know, reaching women, reaching parents, because I also believe that it's great that this initiative exists, because there's clearly a need for people at least to show them some tools, break some walls. However, I think that I can see for myself. I only played with those when I was a kid, because this is what we are given at home. But I think that there's a lot to work with parents, and depending on who takes the kid more to the kitchen or more to show them how, I don't know, a screwdriver works or something, it can make an impact. So there's a lot of work to do there, and I think Coder Dojo is a great first step to address that. Furthermore, I think that generally from women in ICT, or from women in general, expectations are high. So they are probably even higher in a manly dominated space. I was asked last week, I've been in a meetup, and I've been the only girl there, and they were like, so do you know a very cool woman programmer, like very good? I didn't realize on the spot, but I reflected on it later on, and the question, I would give him a different answer right now if I would have the chance to. So not only that we need to prove ourselves and to gain respect, so we need to work on several, fields, so to say. And that's why I was saying that actually knowing how you deal with your personal life, how do you deal with being excellent or anyway close to excellent, because as you said, we like to be perfect and do everything as good as possible. What's the solution for this? Where's the balance? Yes.
I haven't discovered it yet.
So with the chapter in Romania, so to call it, I started it from a distance. I coordinated 2 events on the same day. Don't try this at home. It's hard. But it eventually worked fine. We had more than 100 applicants for the same 30 places. So it's going easier somehow in Romania, and I guess the study there is pretty accurate. I'm very happy for this, and I'm very happy to see that there's a need, and I'm also thinking of organizing more events. Maybe you know that there is Code Week, which is an initiative started. Exactly. So.
Do you know the process to submit nomination so as to deliver the Code Week in your country?
Yeah, it's very easy.
No,
you just go on the website and you say, I will do this.
Okay, just this. Okay.
Yeah, just this. And then your activity shows up on the map.
So you don't have to be accepted
No. It's very
to make some specific
it's actually kind of a social thing, like social media happens. It's like popping up. I do like what we do with Kodo Dojo. All the Kodo Dojos in that week, we place it under the umbrella of the Code Week. We put it on the map, and we do special communications. And sometimes you can have like they have a working group, like in Belgium it's like Mercedes. You involve them, you invite them, but they only have 2 or 3, so they will not be.
Okay, because I have already worked very closely with Coder Dojo partner in Greece, and we have already planned to organize some events in October or November through our initiative, Get Busy, which is one of the pledges of the Grand Coalition for Good Jobs. That's why I'm asking, because even if you manage to combine all these activities in one place, so this would be better for you in order to further strengthen the publicity, the dissemination, and the awareness of your activities. That's why I'm asking. Sorry for interrupting.
No problem. I think I don't think there is a Code Week ambassador actually for Greece, because I have checked.
Yeah.
So maybe you could work on there as well.
I know that's why I wanted to become.
Yeah. I think it would be great, because at least if there's a point of contact in every country, then if people want to actually start something, they can just address questions to you. Okay, so this was about Rails Girls. I'm open to questions and talk afterwards.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you very much, Oana.